Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining in. I'm Weather Impact Team Meteorologist Jada Knowles, and yes, we are seeing the cooler temperatures. I mean, yesterday was really a nice and beautiful day. Today, still looks beautiful, but it's just a lot cooler. We're seeing those cooler temperatures due to that strong cold front that we did see early this morning. So we're already seeing some impacts from that, especially some windy conditions over along the foothills and over towards the northeastern portions of the state. But we're going to break everything down for you, exactly tell you what you need to know as you're maybe on your break right now or just gearing up for Thanksgiving, because we know we have a busy week. So let's talk about it. Looking outside right now, Copper Mountain, it is beautiful. Of course, you know, a lot of people are out of school this week, and yeah, they're getting to do this at 1:27, or excuse me, at 1:31 in the afternoon on a Tuesday. Coming down those slopes, you can see the snowmaking machines is in full go. Just looks beautiful out there. Lots of sunshine, the beautiful cumulus clouds that's slowly passing around. But overall, we are seeing those chilly temperatures. So here's what we're expecting. 44 is what's in my forecast for this afternoon. But then we're going to start to switch the weather pattern once again. We're going to start to warm up gradually as we head into Wednesday, as well as Thursday. Thanksgiving looks to be nice and beautiful, 55 degrees. But then look at Friday, very close to the low 60s. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see some low 60s out there just because of that ridge of high pressure that we're tracking. But then all that will change heading into the weekend. Much cooler temperatures, barely making it out of the upper 30s on Saturday. Of course, the chance for some snow. And then also on Sunday, even cooler temperatures. And that is the reason for the potential weather impact for both of those days. We're going to continue tracking that. And we should know more the closer we get to that day, of course, especially talking about totals. As of right now, totals are very uncertain just because we're still so far out from that day. But it is likely that we see our first measurable snow. That's the main difference between these last storm systems that we've seen, where we had the possibility of snow. But this storm system, we have a lot more moisture with it, so it's looking more and more favorable. So that is some good news there. But we do have that Arctic blast arriving this weekend. We're talking about very cold temperatures, especially overnight lows into single digits in some places. So overall, looking at your weather pattern, there's that low pressure system that just passed towards the north of us, and that's the reason we're experiencing the cooler temperatures today, because of that cold front that came down from that low pressure system. But that's going to continue tracking over towards the Midwest, and that's the reason Boston and Chicago are going to see a very cold Thanksgiving. But for us, nice and warm. Here's that ridge of high pressure, and that's going to be right over us as we head into Turkey Day and even into Friday. That's the reason we might even see the low 60s. But as far as that storm system for the weekend, this is as far out our models, in-house models, will let us go. And noticing there's a lot of snow and things of that nature further up towards the north of us. Now, that's expected to make impacts to us, and that's the reason it's looking more and more likely that we actually see our first measurable snowfall for Saturday as well as Sunday, maybe even lingering into parts of Monday. As far as rain chances and snow chances goes for this afternoon, not a whole lot. We did see some lingering snow showers early this morning for our northern mountains and even along the I-70 corridor, like places like Winter Park. Luckily, that has now started to dissipate and really shaping up to be a nice and beautiful afternoon. I mean, lots of sunshine, just we're not seeing the warm temperatures like we did yesterday. So it might be a shock to the body just because we've been so used to these unusually warm temperatures for the month of November. Now, if we continue to go out with this futurecast just a little bit, let me see if my mouse will work. Noticing maybe some lingering snow showers early Wednesday morning into late Wednesday afternoon near Fort Collins and parts of Steamboat Springs. So this is something that just popped up that we're kind of looking at, tracking closely a little bit. But a closer look here in the Front Range, though, noticing really not much for the rest of your Tuesday afternoon. We're going to stay nice and dry. And then there's those lingering snow showers as we head into tomorrow afternoon. You can see for our northern mountains, very similar to what we saw today. Live radar, nice and dry. We did see those snow showers early this morning, and that has now finally started to dissipate. But temperatures still not reflecting what we're looking at outside. I mean, it is beautiful outside, gorgeous, but 40 degrees is our current temperature right now. Northeast winds about 3 miles per hour. Only the low 40s. We're only going to warm up about a couple more degrees, and that is going to be the high for this afternoon. But overall, highs across the entire state, a lot cooler for the high country, 20s and 30s, 35 today in Frisco and 35 in Vail, 50 degrees today in Grand Junction, a little bit warmer over towards the western slope, but then over towards the eastern plains, the upper 30s as well as the low 40s. So just a very chilly day across the entire state from that cold front. So another thing impact that we're seeing from that strong cold front this morning is definitely the gusty conditions. If you live in Holyoke, Ray, Akron, Burlington, Sterling, anywhere along the eastern plains, you're definitely feeling these gusty winds, and that is from that front. So if it's trash day today, definitely, anchor down your trash can, anchor down your patio set, because, these winds could be strong enough to move your trash can all the way down the street and it ends up in your neighbor's yard, and then you're wondering, why does your neighbor have your trash can? Then you got to blame it on the wind. That's the reason for it. So that's what we're experiencing right now. But tonight, very chilly temperatures. 21 degrees is what's in the forecast. Even some cooler temperatures in other locations could get down to the low teens in some spots. But I mean, this weekend is going to be extremely cold. Now, I know there's a big travel weekend because of the holidays. If you have family coming into town and, they're planning on staying the weekend, definitely tell them to bundle up, because, I know it's kind of hard to pack of what to bring, just because we've seen so much of unusually warm temperatures. So you're probably telling them, oh, it's been 75 degrees. This feels nice. It's going to be okay. I'm telling you, we're going to see those big changes as we head into the weekend. Tomorrow we'll start to warm back up, because that high pressure system will slowly start to build back in across the state. So getting back to the low 50s. Today we're not going to make it to the 50s though. Highs across the entire state for your Wednesday. The upper 40s, low 50s, eastern plains, 40s and 30s in the high country. Then also the low 50s for the western slope. So how many days until Thanksgiving? Oh, well, there it is. 2 more days, only 2 more days. And I know a lot of people are doing preparations. I actually started doing my preparations. I've been cooking since Sunday. I made a strawberry cake, and I've already started, what's it called? My brine, my turkey brine. I already started doing that. And, I got my honey baked ham. I'm just kidding. I live by myself, so no, I'm not cooking. I'll probably make a strawberry cake, though. I do like strawberry cake, but that's about it. Maybe go and get a plate from somewhere else, Here's the rest of your 7-day forecast. Really ups and downs. I like to call this week the roller coaster weather, just because yesterday we saw the upper 50s. Today, the low 40s. Tomorrow, the low 50s, the mid 50s for Thanksgiving, the upper 50s for Friday. And then we go right back down the roller coaster. 37 on Saturday, 28 on Sunday. And of course, we're going to have more updates on this 7-day, and just mainly the potential weather impacts for Saturday and Sunday. We're definitely going to have more updates about that, because we're waiting to get closer with these totals. That's like the main question mark right now, is the totals. How much snow are we going to see for Saturday and Sunday, maybe even lingering into Monday? But right now, the good news is, if you want snow, the models have been very consistent since last week. We do know that we're going to see very cold temperatures. We do know that we're going to have moisture. It's just about how much. So we're going to continue tracking all that, and I hope everyone just has a terrific Tuesday. This is my last day before the holiday, so if I don't get to see everybody else again, I just want to say happy Thanksgiving. And you never know what somebody's going through, so you want to make sure you be kind to them, because you could be the highlight of their day. But thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Weather Impact Team Meteorologist Jaden Knowles, and once again, Merry Christmas and Happy Thanksgiving and Happy New Year's and all the holidays. Thank you so much.